Hello guys, this is fifth lecture in this course, programming in Python. So in this lecture we are going to discuss about control structures or control flows, that is loops and conditionals in Python. So let's get started. In this lecture we are going to study what is control flow and loops, for loop and while loop, and conditionals like if and else, and the fun part. So what is control flow? It determines order in which statements are executed. That is, we can control the flow of logic in our code through various methods, and that's known as control flow. So these are basic control flows. One is selection. It consists of if and else condition, and second is iteration. So it consists of loops, that is for, while. So let's talk about for loop. For loop run an operation on collection of items, and that is string, list, array, tuple, etc. So it's used for sequential traversal, and it's used on iterables, that is all these are iterables. So now this is syntax for loop. Let's discuss this using example. So let's start Python in our command prompt. So a for loop consists of two variables mainly, that is item or any variable here, and another variable, that is it can be a iterable or it can be a range. And inside for loop we can write our statement 1, 2 and so on. So for writing statement we use indentation to recognize it by for loop. So and we use uniform indentation, and you can see it statement 3 is out of the for loop since it is not indented. So that's how we write for loop in Python. So in Python we don't use braces here like in other languages, C or C++ or Java. We just use indentation, and it increases readability of a code. So a for loop can be used to iterate over a range or a iterator. So now let's talk about for loop, how we can use this one. So let's see, if we want to print table of 3, that is we have to print, we can print like this, print 3, 6, 9 and so on. So if we run this, you can see it's 3, 6 and 9 and so on. We can print it up to 30. So it's not the correct way to print, so we can just use for loop instead. Let's use for loop to print table of 3. So let's take range function. So in range function we are going to pass two parameters, that is start and end. End would be 11, so that it can go from 1 to 10. So now we can just print 3 into I, and it will print table of 3. So you can see it's 3, 6, 9 up to 30. So you can see it's quite easy for using for loop instead of writing 3, 6, 9 separately. So now if we want to operate for loop on iterables like a list, so we can just take example here. So L1 consists of three strings inside it: hello, Python and programmers. So if we iterate over L1, that is for item in list 1, so we can print item here and it will print every item inside L1. So for first it will print hello, and second it will print Python, and last it will print programmers. So let's see this one. So if we run a loop, for I in L1, that is every element in L1, we have to print I. So we can see it's printing hello, Python and programmers. So now we can also iterate over iterable using range function. So for this we have to pass length of the iterable or length of the collection inside range, and we have to print L of I, and we will print every item in L1. So you can also see this. Let's print in range L1. We can just print L1 of I, and it will print hello, Python and programmers as before. So now there is a function, enumerate function in Python, which can print index and item simultaneously in Python using for loop. So let's see this. For I comma j in enumerate L1, print I comma j, and will print I comma j, and it will print index with their element. So you can see hello is first element and its index is 0, and Python is second and its index is 1, programmers is third and its index is 2. So now let's talk about while loop. So while loop executes a block of code as long as the condition is true inside while loop. That is expression here. So this while loop will run until this expression is true here. So, and these are the statements, statement 1 and statement 2 and so on, and this statement is out of while loop. So this is pseudocode or skeleton of a while loop. Let's take previous example. L1 is this. Now I equals to length of L1 minus 1. We are going to print elements of L1 in reverse order. So while I greater equals to 0, since we are not going to take negative index, then we have to take I greater equals to 0, and now we can just simply print L1 of I and increment I. So you can see it's printing. Oh, it should be minus here since this is greater equals to 0, and this is already last index of L1. So now it can show right output. So now it can show correct output, it is programmers, which is last element in L1, and Python, which is second last element in L1, and third, which is hello, which is first element in L1. So these are the basic examples of for and while loop. We can use more extent of these loops while solving problems. So now let's talk about nested for loop. We can also use nested for loop, that is one for loop inside another for loop. And let's again take this one. For I in range 1 to 3, that is 1 comma 2, For j in range 1 comma 3, print I comma j. You can see it will print, this is I equals to 1, now it's printing j equals to 1, and for I equals to 1 it will print j equals to 2, and for again I equals to 2 it will print j equals to 1, and I equals to 2 it will print j equals to 2. So now let's talk about if and else condition. So what it does is it makes decision while in runtime based on some conditions. So inside an if else statement we take, so let's take this example. L equals to an array. Now let's run a for loop for I in L. If I greater than 42, then print I, else we are not going to print anything. So let's take an else statement also. Else print less. So you can see for 78 it's printing 78 since it's greater than 42, and for 68 it's printing 68. For 48, sorry, for 42 it's not greater than 42, hence it's printing less. These were the simple examples for if and else condition. So to understand loops and conditionals, we can solve problems like printing pattern and few problems I will suggest in next video. So now let's talk about fun part here. In Python we can import random, and let's take an iterable, a string, and if we run a command random.choice a, it will print a random element from this string or a random character inside this string. You can see it's printing P here, now it's printing O, it's random here. So you can try this your own. Thanks for watching this video. For any doubt you can comment down below.